Started day number 2. Here's breakfast hack for when you don't want to cook. You don't really like cooking. Pre-make a couple eggs, bacon at home. Shove it in your pudgy pie maker. Throw a piece of bread on top. Stick it in the fire. And lickety split, you're done. And on the move. And there you have it. 2 minutes. You got your nice warm egg, bacon, golden brown sandwich without having to drag out pans and cook eggs and fry bacon and deal with all that stuff. Then you got to wash all that stuff up, but this is much easier. All right, we're almost packed up for day number 2. Jimmy, what do you have to say for yourself?
Chilly morning.
Yeah, it is. Direct opposite of yesterday. And I borrowed my son's sleeping bag. And one size fits all is definitely not the case. I couldn't even zip the damn thing up all the way because my shoulders wouldn't fit in it. And it was chilly last night. But it sure beats listening to zzz and getting stung. So I'll deal with the chilliness over the bugs any day. We got about, I don't know, probably 6 miles or 7, 8 miles, something like that, to get to where we're going to spend the night tonight and then do a ton of scouting. Way back in the sticks. All right, we're off. Well, hopefully we don't hit a bunch of sandbars today. But you can see how low this river is. Probably, what, 2 feet low?
At least 2 feet.
We would never have an issue if it wasn't, water wasn't sucked down, but whatever.
Keep the wind at our back, so it'll be nice. No
Still
paddling
enjoyable.
needed.
All right. Man, they're loud. Push, push.
Somebody's been doing some trimming.
Ducks. This stretch has been good so far. It's deep. Got to get all, what, twice? There.
Yes.
I used the log to knock all those sharp sticks off that thing. We should be able to walk it over. But man, you don't want to get out there too far. You're going to be belly deep.
Pretty tricky there. Quite a log. Pushing over.
Yeah, that's almost like a sculpture. Beaver sculpture. Like you said, that one's not going to last long. That is pretty cool, huh?
Way back too.
But look how that's grown in there.
Yeah. Big time.
Usually the water's higher, that you would never see it. That paddle's been there for a long time, dude. Pull yourself a little closer and see if you can yank that sucker out of there.
I tried. The plastic.
Well, toughen up
attached
a
to
little
the
bit.
aluminum is broken.
Hey, toughen up a little bit.
I try.
And grab right there when you get that far. And see if you can't shake that sucker loose. You imagine how long, look at that.
There you go. That's okay. And I think,
Look how that's growing in there, for Christ's sake. That sucker's been in there for years.
it's coming down.
Yeah, you're getting there. Yeah, I'll set that off to the side.
Can't be too much more in there.
No, you wouldn't think.
I'm wondering if the
I think the end
paddle
of it's
handle-
hooked in the roots and stuff, and I don't think it's coming out. I don't think it's coming out. Well, we'll take this other piece with us and junk it, you know, but so it ain't laying around. But that sucker's been in here a long time. That's nuts. Somebody lost a paddle, or, well, somebody lost a paddle, obviously. Either it way upriver and it just ended up here, or, huh. Uh-oh. Well, we just got here to our site. We're gonna spend the night. What do we, I think we got maybe 8 miles or so of on the water today. Now we're gonna eat lunch. And we are gonna go do a bunch of walking. Deer scouting. Maybe put out a couple cameras, but look at this. This is a cool sight, man. Jimmy's gonna put his tent up over here by the river. So when he gets up there in the middle of the night, take a leak. Gonna forget where he's at. Look at it, he's got it all cleaned out so nice. I'm gonna mess it up. There's the Delta Force dinghy. So, yeah, time to eat. I'm gonna go scouting. So, see you later. Turkey and provolone hot sandwich for lunch. What were you mumbling about, Jimmy? About the bugs or something?
One nice day and you got sandflies.
Yeah, I know. Sucks. What are you gonna do though? Beautiful day though, other than that.
I like it.
Beautiful day. I hope that wind doesn't blow like that all night again. Like I said, I put earplugs in last night because the tent was flopping around so much, I knew I would never sleep. So I rolled up little balls of TP and plugged my ears.
This spot seems a little bit more wind blocked though for some
Yeah,
reason.
it does.
It's not.
It does.
Definitely hear it through the trees, but
think she's done. You gonna make one of these or not?
Huh?
You making one of these or not?
I don't know yet.
Well, if you don't know, I don't know. Well, tents are all set. Now we're gonna go and, well, we ate already too, snack. Now we're gonna go do some scouting. Find a big woods booner. What do you think about that, Jimmy?
I want one.
You want one?
Hat.
It's got a hat. Ready?
30-pointer.
You almost ready?
Yeah, get there.
You are slow as molasses in January. Nothing? You got nothing for me?
Nothing.
Punk.
Doesn't pay.
Look at the size of that piece of white birch bark. Holy cow, you could make a blind out of that for deer hunting. Look at that.
You could sneak around the woods with this.
Right? Put a set of horns on the top. Another, keeps another buck. Look at that little stand. Look at that way it's growing in. God, the spruce like this grows so slow.
Get up in there, Johnny.
No. I bet that stand's been here for 20, 25 years at least.
Yes, I agree.
At least. Because you can see it grew out where the boards are nailed to it. And again, like I said, these spruce, the growth rings on these things are paper thin, so that sucker's old. And that is not a...
Not worth $20 though?
No.
Okay.
And that is not a comfortable seat.
Craig.
Ouch. Pretty neat stuff you find in the middle of nowhere. You think you're the only ones that have ever been there, but somebody had the same idea at some point.
Yeah.
The person who probably sat in this thing and made this thing is probably
Dead and gone.
long gone.
Good bedding, huh? For them.
Yeah, right.
You'd never sneak up on them.
That's pretty cool. All those huge white pine. This is an island that, oh man, we're a long ways off the road. Totally surrounded by a huge bog and marsh that the only way you can get to it is by the river. And that is why we are doing this. So Jimmy can find the booner, right?
Yeah.
What you got going there, Jimmy?
Potato wedges.
Tater wedges, huh? You got them all seasoned up really good and got them lathered up with butter.
Don't taste any better than this.
Soon as you get done with that, I'm gonna start cooking the breaded venison, and it is to die for. So you just give me the word and I'll start, all right?
Yep. About a half hour.
Okay. Those are done. What you need to do, Jimmy,
What?
is mix a drink for the chef.
Oh.
Good with that?
It's not double bubble. You just get one, but.
Well, one after another.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna start cooking this stuff.
Well, here's your double bubble, double triple whiskey.
You want me to finish it? You got triple whiskey in there?
You're gonna fall down after drinking that one.
All right, I'm gonna show you how to make the best tasting venison. Now, if you don't like venison, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it after this. And if you already like it, you are gonna wanna kill every deer you see and eat it. I always, no matter what, Want to grab me a fork or even your knife? Well, grab me a fork out of there or something. Even if, even the loins, inner loins, back straps, whatever, we always run through a tenderizer. I mean, obviously they're already tender to begin with. I think it's on the side there. But it just, it just really, I mean, it makes everything just basically melt in your mouth. Anyway, flour, start with, well, sorry, start with high quality Veni. High quality Veni. You can probably spread that out a little bit. Then you just dip that, cover her good in flour, get in the egg, and then cracker crumbs. It's just regular saltines. You can bring that pan up here, Jimmy.
Hang on 1 second. I'm trying to level this out a little better so that
it's a little time consuming, but I tell you what, if after you try it, you are going to not have a problem with the time factor. In this deer, Dante shot, my son, in UP. That was his first buck of this last deer season. It's a 10-pointer. And he ended up shooting another 10-pointer on the day before the last, or second to the last day of season, tracking in the snowstorm for, I don't know, we had 11 miles on that day. That time he got on his track and he put a bullet into him and we got him down and ended up 4 miles from the truck, dark, no cell reception. But man, I wouldn't trade those days for nothing. I just wish that we would have, all we did is we videoed the, like him dragging it, whatever, after the whole thing was over with. And I don't know, kind of bummed out about that. Just, that's why we're videotaping all this stuff now. Just because there's always, I mean, the memories are obviously in your head, but it's so nice to be able to, you know, year from now, 2 years from now, 30 years from now, my kids, grandkids, great grandkids that will have never met me or us will in a way know us just from all these videos that they can watch and all the stuff we do. And I made a little video already. I don't know if you saw it or not, but maybe not. But my grandfather died 6 months before I was born in an industrial accident. And everybody that knew him says that he was like the frickin' Daniel Boone, you know, and just hunting, fishing, in which I can see, or where I got it from. And I would love to meet him. So how cool it would be to be able to watch videos of him.
you will meet him someday, John.
That's what they say. I believe, I don't know, dude, I'm really not a believer in a lot of things, but I've had some instances in my life that it sure seems like there was somebody there pulling for you, you know? In fact, I maybe have told you this story already, Jimmy, but me and a buddy at the time, it was like a senior year of high school, and we got, school was called off. There's like 70 below wind chill factor. It was just crazy cold. So what we do, we went ice fishing. We're sitting in ice shack, and we got hungry and cold. So, being a stupid punk kid, or both of us, what'd we do? We fired up a charcoal grill and brought it inside. No kidding, right? Cooking a pizza on it. And
Well, you're hungry.
there was zero wind at the time. I mean, it was just super cold, like I said, that morning, but then it had calmed down and it was dead still. And he looked out the door, or the window, and said, "Hey, flag's up." So we opened the door, and he instantly fell to the ground, and I tripped right over the top of him. We hit that fresh air, and an instant just screaming migraine, and we started puking. We were almost freaking dead.
Good thing the tip-ups.
Well, that's the thing. They were my grandfather's tip-ups. Old school stick tip-ups. And he put bobbers on them. Or not bobbers, but buttons on the line. So that was your depth finder. So when you'd find your depth, you would pull that button to that spot, your depth, and you wouldn't have to keep hitting your depth finder on it every time you catch a fish. And we went over there when we finally got off the ground, go over there. Those bobbers were right tight to the buttons were right tight to the reel, and the flag was up. Why? Is my question. How?
Your grandpa was looking
Well,
out
you
for
know,
you.
that's what I'm saying. Stuff
And he
like
said,
that.
"You
It's like,
stupid kid, get the heck out of there."
well, yeah, exactly. It's just like, it wasn't your time, boy. You can put this pan on there, Jimmy boy, then we'll...
Okay, well, you're going to be in charge of it.
Yeah,
I just got the
I'm
fire and I got the taters, but everything else is up to you with the vending, my friend.
I'm almost done here. But yeah, this stuff is unbelievable. All right, now that I went through all story time, I'll get back to you after it's cooked. That is yumminess right there, man. Just take those off and then put some salt on them. Whew. Melt in your mouth. It's basically like candy. I'm not kidding you. When we're hunting, I think of this. When we see deer, whatever, I think of, I want to eat you with breading on it. That's how good it is. This is done. Jimmy wanted his cooked a little bit harder. One more frying pan going on. See Jimmy's potatoes? He claims that those might be the best tin foil or aluminum foil taters cooked in a campfire ever. I'll be the judge of that. How are they?
If you don't taste tinfoil, you're good.
Right. Or onions.
How about, wow, the riding arena looks good. That's the first you've seen it since last 4th of July, eh?
Right.
That's what I thought when you said that.
Yep. Just looks really different there. I got it, Jimmy. Just sit there and watch me.
Oh, I'm resting my back, don't worry.
Oh, I'm not worried.
Oh, good. I was kind of freaking out to hear.
Not worried about you at all, Jimmy.
that look familiar to you?
Oh, Jesus, that's the
Yeah.
love shack?
Yeah, all decked out. I even painted 3 birch trees on it and shit.
Oh. Well, we're all fattened up on breaded veni, Jimmy's world famous aluminum foil campfire potatoes. Got a fire going. Having a cold one. Sun's starting to go down over Jimmy's tent over there. Tomorrow morning we're going to get up. Oh, first of all, we did some scouting here. Found some really good sign. Put a camera up. Tomorrow morning we'll get up, eat breakfast, shove on down the river. Couple spots to scout yet. Maybe throw a couple cameras up, and then I figure we'll probably be out of here by early afternoon. Be back to the truck, load up, and head home. Back to the grind. So, thanks for watching, and for Jimmy Boy
We'll see you next time.
and myself, c'est la vie.